The last of the 12 practices, this is called piston breathing. Now, it goes by many names. Breath of fire, very closely related to pranayama practices like Kapalabhati, Bhastrika. I'm going to simplify it a bit, and at the risk of oversimplifying it, I want to acknowledge that. It's essentially going to be a forced breath in, a forced breath out. It's going to give us a chance to work the coordination of the diaphragm. At a minimum, we get that. Now, we know that with any muscle in the body, and the diaphragm is a muscle in the body, that we can do some strength training with it, we can do some stretching with it, we can do some talking nice to it, we can do some talking loud to it. This is a talking loud to it. It's a way to make it work fast, as though to say we want to improve the coordination of it. Now, that's a physical therapist talking to you. I'm aware that ancient traditions around this saw practices like this as a way towards spiritual enlightenment. And while I can't guarantee that will happen with it, I do recognize the phenomena that when we move a lot more air than we actually need, which will happen with this practice, we change the electrical activity in the brain. And sometimes, especially when we do that voluntarily, that can help us in processing. In other words, it's almost like it distracts the mind in a way that allows it to reset. Now, that's a very primitive way to describe it, but I think that part is at least happening, if not something more. The risk is, and this is a really important thing to know, is if we already have a pattern of hyperventilating during the day, which many of us do, to do a practice like this can actually just send us down the road we don't want to go even more. Now, the way you're going to know that that's happening is this is not going to feel good. If you're tracking metrics like your breath fitness score, heart rate variability, any of those metrics, over time you'll see them decline. There are many people who do these practices and see improvement in that. And so we bring it in at a basic level because we will play with it in the breath central practices. We're also going to keep it dosed in a way that most of us will do well with. So, stepping into this practice that holds a little bit of controversy, a lot of intrigue, and it just wouldn't be fair for us to not talk about it because it is such a big part of the breathwork world. Now, physically, here's how this version is going to go. As we take a breath out, the belly comes in. So we use force to draw the belly in, and as we take a breath in, the belly goes out. Now, you don't have to force pooch it out. You can just take that good solid breath in and your belly will go out. And then we pull the belly in to take a breath out. So breath in, belly goes out. Breath out, belly goes in. Call this piston breathing. Your posture. What will not serve you is breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out. Instead, you're going to become the stable rock that you're becoming. Your chest stays solid, soft. So not forced, rigid. You're just going to be comfortable here and you're going to do the work from your abdomen. So let's do it. And we'll come back and we'll talk about it again. Let's do 10 rounds of it. So a breath out and the belly comes in. You noticed that I took a breath in through my nose, breath out through my mouth. It is fair game to do that, and this is a way to put little guide rails on it. Do it all in and out through the nose. Now, you may see some snot fly out. It's okay, all right? Keep it in good company or do this by yourself. And that will actually tame it down a little bit. Breath in through your nose, breath out through your mouth makes it a little bit more dramatic. Breath in and out through your mouth makes it even more dramatic. I don't love that practice because we know that when we do a forced breath in through the mouth, we can bring air into the lungs in places where we don't necessarily have a great immune system. And so while it does give a bigger neurological effect, it comes with a risk. So generally, if you're going to do a practice like this, I recommend in through your nose, out through your mouth. It's kind of that Goldilocks position in between. Yes, we're getting a big effect from it. We're really over-breathing. We're really moving more air than we need per minute. We're keeping it in a short dose so that we're not really building up a hygiene pattern. We're just getting a quick electrical hit, trashing the chemical system. We're blowing off way too much carbon dioxide, but hoping that we end up with a net gain from it. The net gain that you should get is after the practice feeling like it's amazingly easy to breathe in a subtle way. Most of us will get that feeling. Some people will get a feeling like they just rattled their cage and their cage is not happy. If you get that feeling, this is not the practice for you, at least yet. Now you may find that as you spend time with these practices, not this one in particular, but the other 11, that all of a sudden 2 months later you try it and you get this really nice warm glow effect after it. One last word of caution, I don't want you to become addicted to the warm glow. Okay? It is a nice way to reset. This should be a rare vitamin supplement that we take, not a main diet. Many people that I've worked with, this has become a main diet only for them to walk their carbon dioxide or to essentially ruin their breathing hygiene. Now, I'm aware there are some people who do this practice frequently and do well with it. Okay? But if we don't have technology to watch you with it to know, let's take the safe route. Just use it occasionally, just as we will do in the practices that come in the subscription. Let's do it one more time. So breath out, belly comes in, breath in, belly goes out. Piston breath. All right. Breath out. And that's it. Let's take a little time to sit in the warm glow now, knowing that the point of the practice is not to do what we just did. The point of the practice is to get to the place we are right now. So when we've done this version of Kapalabhati, Bhastrika, bellows breath, breath of fire, piston breath, I'm lumping them all together. Know that the point is to bring you to a place where you take some time. How much time? Up to you. Probably fair to say no less than 2 minutes. And something like 20 might be even better. It's like you've just given yourself, like many of these practices, giving yourself momentum to step into practicing your ability to sit in stillness, which is ninja level. It's not easy. Let's take a minute to be in this space. So if you've made it through all 12 exercises, awesome. I'll see you in class.